So the gears are turning when it comes to podcasts. That's good news for some. I'm already regretting it because I don't want to talk to or look at Rip or Rixta. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. The gears of fate, We'll see what happens. I double text messaged the two of those stoners, and Rixta replied, but no low-tier Indian. I can't find a single low-tier Indian. I figure he's busy with his fucking esports, Bollywood, casting gigs, on TBS and fucking all that shit, He's too busy to respond to any text messages. You know what I mean? So, we'll figure it out. Rip's a crab. Rip. He's too esports now. We gotta get a replacement. But where am I gonna find a low tier Indian from? Chetty. But he doesn't have any speaking skills. Yeah, he doesn't have any speaking skills. Let's be honest. I missed Tekken Talk. Did you guys see Tekken Talk? You guys gotta give me the synopsis on Tekken Talk. Hey, hi Craft. I know Markman tweeted that there was no character reveals. Eliza goes to sleep mid-fight to build meter. That's weird. They showed Eliza a lot, right? They didn't show any new characters they didn't show any new characters, I know that. Did they not show any new stages? Also, does that mean there are no more characters? Where are the other characters? Are there no more characters? What's the deal with that? Anna's dead for sure. Eliza has super meter like Akuma. That's not cool. Because that makes these two characters so independent from the rest of the characters. They're probably going to make more characters that have meter, right? I bet you the next DLC character is going to be... those guest characters? They're going to have meter for sure, right? It's going to be from a game with meter, and they're going to use meter. Definitely. Of course, though. Did you see Tekken Talk? No, I didn't catch it. But I also heard that there was no, unseen stuff that was shown. Except maybe some Eliza, which I did miss out on. I heard Eliza has a meter, which is disappointing. But I guess, what else would it be? Because we saw the EX moves already. So, I don't know. Story mode. I didn't see it, but I heard they showed it. How does it look? Jukebox. What's that about too? I didn't see that. You guys got to fill me in. Jukebox mode, VR mode, and story mode are like 3 of the extra modes in that game, right? Am I gonna give a shit about any of that, or is it gonna be just practice and online? That's probably just gonna be practice and online, right? Treasure box mode. Is there a way to turn off customizables? God, I hope they do that. They're not going to do that. Story mode looks so sick. It's got to be real sick for me to think it's so sick. But we'll see. VR is garbage? Uh-oh. PS4 exclusive for Jukebox. Not sure what Jukebox is. Is it Tekken Tunes? Tekken Tunes was kind of cool. You could load in your own songs and it would play them perfectly, like as if they were the soundtrack of the game. So they would cut at the load screens and everything. It was really nice. You could assign music to each stage. Leave story modes to NRS. If it's ass on PC, I'm going to be so pissed. Dude, if it's ass on anything, I'm going to be pissed. I'm over here in May 1st waiting for early 2017. I'm sitting here on May 1st waiting for early 2017. yeah, if it's not like fucking dope on everything, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm about to pull out my Xbox One just to make sure it's perfect on that too, you know. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm an idiot if I don't at least expect some kind of disappointment, right? It's not gonna be perfect. What's gonna be the problem? What's the problem? You tell me, internet. What's the biggest problem that Tekken 7 could have other than the obvious shit? Like, you know, if let's assume that online is gonna work on day one, right? What's the problem? Don't say netcode, so don't worry about netcode. Let's assume netcode works. Cause duh, no shit. What's the next problem? Other than netcode. Everyone says netcode. Next thing I see is frame rate. Frame rate. Capos, a bunch of scrubs, dude. People that complain about capos, you might as well wave a flag saying you are trash at Tekken. That's the end of that. Alright? I'm telling you, if you don't, like, it's like one of those things where, like, you know that poker saying about, like, there's always a sucker at the table, and if you don't spot him within whatever amount of time, it's you? This is one of those things. Everyone knows it. If you're a good Tekken player and you hear someone complain about capos, every good Tekken player thinks, well, this guy's a scrub. I mean, it's the end of that. I'm sorry. I apologize, but that's the way it is. Capos are sick. They always have been. They always have been. They really have. I mean, if you think back at capos, there's never been like, this is a problem. There's too many capos in top 8. Capos are dominating. You guys are all just online scrubs. You know? That's it. Capos are sick.
Thank you.
Online scrubs are good. Yeah, I know. That's the biggest problem. Mateo says, online scrubs are good. I know. That's where the everything falls apart. You know, we gotta make a quantum leap to the other dimension, right? This is the point. That's the moment where it starts raining donuts. It's like, oh, this isn't right. This isn't the right dimension. Online scrubs are hella fucking good. This isn't right. We gotta leap to the next one. You know, something's not right here. But you're right about that. Online scrubs are fucking super good, dude. The best Street Fighter 5 player on the planet is an online scrub.
Thank you.
Right now. I'm telling you, this is a fact. What dimension am I in? Jesus Christ. The darkest timeline, dude. Online scrubs are fucking the best on the planet. Man, that's funny. I didn't watch Tekken Talk, unfortunately, but it sounds like they didn't show anything. It was just more like, I guess they showed some Eliza. So I missed that. That I want to see. But they didn't unveil anything. That's the thing that I'm a little bit disappointed about. Because I want more stuff. Have we already seen everything that's going to be on the console version, or is there more? I want more. Anyway, the other thing, Moriscos is going to like this, or at least it's about Injustice. I know he likes that shit. So, I watched, Ketchup and Mustard, those two Englishmen, they're making tutorials for that game, Injustice Part 2, and they're doing, like, beginners, like, hey, look at this character. Bro, this is an overhead, up, down, back 2, whatever. Batman and vicious scarecrow tactics or whatever, But they're really pretty cool. Like, I watched all of them. I watched one of them, and it was over. I was like, all right, now I have to watch all of them. So that's how you know they're good. That's how you know they're good. So, and they're pretty concise. They're like 5 minutes, and, it talks about the characters and shit. So I looked at the ones that they've made, which there's like 5 or 6, and I was looking at each one of these characters trying to decide which one I like, right? And I looked at that guy Deadshot that everyone keeps telling me I should try because I like Deathstroke, right? Deadshot. You should try Deadshot. So I looked at him, and honestly, let me tell you why I don't like Deadshot. He looks cool. He looks good. But here's where he's lacking. The thing that made Deathstroke super great, that he's missing, from what I can tell, is the sword flip. Now, without the sword flip, if you take away the sword flip from Deathstroke, then that means there's this portion of the screen, right? You have a screen here, right? Let's say this is the screen, right? There's a huge portion of the screen that you can't protect. Deathstroke, he was able to cover you in the air anywhere on the screen with a jump shot. And he was able to cover you on the ground. But if you miss the air-to-air and they're mid-screen, range 1 or 2, you need the sword flip. He's got no sword flip. How are you supposed to deal with that entire range? You're supposed to shoot this gun down on the ground and it bounces a stupid bullet in the air. Nah, I don't think so. I'm not impressed with Messiah Kick. That's right, Messiah Kick. That's what I used to call it, the sword flip. Without that, I'm concerned that Deadshot is going to have a huge gap in his keep out. And from up close, he looks like he's solid, but he doesn't have anything like, I don't know, it doesn't look that solid. I'm not sure. He has no sword either. Remember, Deathstroke, the thing that made him so great is that the way he would run away from you. So you would shoot and keep them out, and then you jump in the air and do that sword move that would go in 360 degrees. No matter where they are, they gotta deal with that sword. So he doesn't have a sword. He's a no sword having bitch. He's just got a couple of stupid power gloves that shoot bullets. I'm not into him. Long story short, I'm not into him yet. So, of the characters that I saw, now I haven't looked at any of those characters, but of the characters that I did see, and they're all on that ketchup and mustard guys, they're not one guy, they're two people, but they have one channel, and they're united because they love NRS so much, and they work together as a singular unit, ketchup and mustard. So anyway, they made a bunch of tutorials, and of the ones that I watched, you know, the monkey seems like the coolest to me. Because he doesn't seem overcomplicated, right? And his trait seems really clear, and he seems like he's got cool mobility options. He has like a dash that you can cancel. I don't know, of the characters in that, maybe it's just because of the way they presented it, but I like the monkey. I like the monkey, and I like... Can we keep it sophisticated? Please? What was I talking about? You're an Alex main? Who's Alex? Is that the monkey's name in that game? Anyway, the monkey looks cool, and you know who else looks cool? Scarecrow. Scarecrow looks cool. I looked at Dr. Fate too, and I don't like Dr. Fate either. He has that same problem. So, Deadshot and Dr. Fate both look like gimmicky, like, they have their own gimmick, which is cool. And they have zoning, which is cool. But that portion of the screen where they're like 1.5 characters away from you, 1.5 to 2 characters away from you, and in the air, that part of the screen is really hard to cover with these types of characters. You know what I mean? You got, maybe I'm tripping, but when I think about that game, when I'm looking at a character that I want to pick, I'm envisioning myself playing the game, and I'm thinking about what I want when they're in certain regions, quadrants of the screen, right? And you don't have anything for that range. It's too close to try to do a jumping gun. I don't know. It doesn't look good. Like, Scarecrow has a down 2. That shit looks enormous. Down 2. So Scarecrow clearly looks like he's got an answer. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. Oh yeah. So the monkey and Scarecrow both seem pretty cool. I'm pretty pumped about Injust Ass, dude. I'm pretty pumped about that game. I mean, I'm pumped about Tekken as well, but I gotta wait till early 2017 still. At least Injust Ass is coming out, what is this? Like, if early 2017 is June 2nd, what's like mid-May? I don't know what that it could be. Maybe that's like late 2016. So Injustice is coming out in late 2016. We're talking Japanese time, of course. The Japanese calendar is what we're going by. Brainiac. Who's Brainiac? I looked at Dr. Fate. He looks cool too. Oh yeah, Wake-Up attacks. That's one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So it looks like that game is going to have invincible Wake-Up attacks, but they're not going to combo unless you burn meter. And it seems like they're very unsafe if you don't burn meter too. So you have the option to make your Wake-Up safe with meter. Invincible and safe with meter. In some cases, also a launcher. What do you have to say about that? 1 bar. You know, the wager system is one thing that scares me. Because, you know, you're going to need meter for this stupid, dumb system that they put in the game. So you can't really, like, I don't know how that's going to work. The wager system in Injustice 1 is, like, it's an embarrassment. I can't believe it made it in. And now it's back. I don't know how it's going to work, though. Are you getting Injustice at a mom and pop shop? Probably. I mean, if it comes out early, of course. Same with Tekken. Yeah, I was hoping they would dump that feature too. You know, the rumor I had heard, which I don't know if this is true, but I remember when it came out in Injustice Part 1, people were saying that they were gonna scrap it because it sucks, but they already spent so much money on like the animations that it was too late. That's what I had heard, but you know, it was from unreliable sources. You know how it is, man. These fucking NRS community guys are all just like weird, you know, weird. Not all of them, but a large, huge, like if it was a pie chart, this slice would be massive, a Marn-sized. I mean, you know, a big piece. He wants almost the whole thing. You know, I don't like the wager system at all. The wager system in Injustice Part 1 was just like this thing that interrupted the flow of gameplay with an extremely long cutscene. And it also added this mind game that was like, I don't know. And the meter, like, it also makes you think about this meter management. It adds depth, but it adds unnecessary depth. It's like you have a Olympic pool, but the deep end of the pool has this one section that's really deep, you know, and it's like, no one's ever going to use that. Why? No one's going to want that. Why'd you do that? You had to spend so much time constructing this deep thing, you know, resources went into this deep fucking like system. It's a big factor. If you consider it, right, it changes the entire game. Because when I'm waking up, in round 1, I get knocked down and I have some bar, and I have the option to do a wake-up attack with bar, but I have to factor in the end of the round wager situation that I may be put into. So I have to consider that when waking up. Maybe I'll save my meter for this stupid wager situation that might happen later. I'm just hating. I'm a hater. Hate. What can I say about the wager system that hasn't already been said about Afghanistan? Right? That shit sucks. Bombed out and depleted. Just to let you know, Swamp Thing fights for the green? What the hell does that mean? I know that Swamp Thing is not a DC character. He's actually a character from Captain Planet. But they made that shit up and are saying that he's a DC character. I'm onto their scheme. Same with all that other made up shit. Black Canary? Come on, man. Who are you trying to fool? Watermelondra, Black Canary, Dr. Chill. Sure thing, bro. I wonder if anyone's bummed that Hawk Girl isn't going to be in. I always thought Hawk Girl was the stupidest made up DC character ever. I mean, if you're gonna make up a DC character, why are you making them so stupid? I mean, sure, we got Batman, right? Do you have to just pick another airborne thing with wings and a gender, you know, girl? Anyway, they hella made that shit up. Just like they made up that monkey. What's the monkey's name in Just Ass Part 2? Since when is that monkey a comic book character? But I mean, what else are you supposed to do? You can't just put Batman and Superman villains in there.
We have to get to the others and find a way out of here.
I think this game is going to be better than MK10 at launch because the netcode is fixed. MK10 at launch was garbage.
Got it?
The online. It was like a total joke. The best, most successful franchise, Moron Combat, the most successful monetarily franchise when it comes to fighting games, Moron Combat is got the lowest tier netcode of all the games ever when it launched. Moron Combat 10. But now they fixed it, so we'll see. We'll see. MK is still huge. MK is a monster. And it always will be. MK11's coming guaranteed, and it's going to be a huge hit. Oh god, that roster just went down the fucking shithole. From MK9 to MK10, look, how the fuck is Shang Tsung not in MK10? I mean, it blows my mind when I still think about that. Shang Tsung. He's the guy that says finish him. They got someone else to say it now. Who the fuck says that? I don't know. It's awful. It's the dumbest idea. And not to mention a million other characters that are missing, that are super dope. The worst thing about MK10 is the roster. By far. By far. Everything else in MK10 is like minor, just like, you know, like, I would prefer this to be different, but whatever. Right? The roster is really just awful. All those iconic characters, you know, Nightwolf. How does the Native American community feel about their character being removed? Where are the fucking, you know, the pissed off Native Americans? Huh? You guys need to step up your pissed off for no reason game. Roger Jr. isn't in Tekken 7 because of the animal rights activists. Where are the Native American rights activists? Where's Nightwolf? Jesus Christ. I'm pissed off. I'm still complaining about MK10. Oh man. That's an old ass complaint.
Thank you.
That's an old ass complaint. I haven't given a shit about that in a long time, but I do feel that way. When I think about MK10, first thing I'm thinking is all those great characters are missing. No Cabal? Cabal was such a monster in MK9. He was really like the first true Block Infinite, like, opened our eyes to how badly you could fuck up a game. Like, wow, Cabal. Look at this Block Infinite. It was so cheap. Anyway. You know, I saw something today that made me a little butthurt. Okay, so you know that there is a Telltale game that is about the... not the Avengers. Who are the other guys with the raccoon? His name is Rocket Raccoon. The other guys, not the Avengers, but it's Marvel. It's a Marvel game. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the name, right? There's a Telltale game. Just listen to what I'm saying. There is a Telltale game about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it looks way cooler aesthetically than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know anything about Thanos or, you know, any of these characters, but I'm looking at them and they look way better in a Telltale game than they do in Marvel. They don't look good in Marvel. They look like cell phone. It's cell phone shit. What's up with that? I mean, they don't look good. Telltale games are trash and dumb to smoke. Fine. Fine. That's not what I'm saying. You're getting hung up on the wrong part. The point is they're both Marvel games. You know? I wish they would use that art direction for Marvel. It just looks better. You know? MVC3 looks better than Marvel Infinite. I don't know if it looks better in terms of graphics, but I do think that the art direction is better. It doesn't... Like, Marvel 3 doesn't look like a cell phone game to me. Does it to you guys? Maybe if Marvel 3 were coming out today in 2017, we would say that about it. I don't know. To me, Marvel Infinite's, you know, character appearance only looks good if you compare it to, like, King of Fighters 14. How could you compare it to that? I don't know. But if you do, it looks good. King of Fighters 14 also has that same issue, though. It just doesn't look... It looks... I don't know if it's the same issue. Maybe it's not exactly the same issue. I think that Marvel Infinite will run smooth and look good. It's just the direction, the art direction. You know what I mean? That's really the only thing that I have issues with. Chris looks awful. I'm so, like, heartbroken that they decided to use that version of Chris in that engine. I mean, you took the ugliest version of Chris and then you put it in a cell phone engine. I mean, it's just not looking good right now. To me. I hope they fix it. What's your opinion on Injustice Ass 2 woman faces? I mean, from all I've seen is like fucking like laughable pictures of them. So I mean, whatever. That's not a very good question. It's loaded. That's a loaded question. Don't ask another question. That question's trash. Because think about what you're asking. Why would you even ask that? What am I gonna say? Yeah, I like them. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Taking up my time with these low-tier questions. Beat it, kid. Go play MK10.